Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kodojo.
Welcome back, Adepts, Acolytes, to another episode of Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kodojo.
Hello there.
Almost botched that. We just come off from a week of, from the holidays and everything, so...
Well, my holiday season's just starting.
Well, yeah, mine is too. I'm in retail, so but you have to drive a lot. Well, you drive, right, or no?
Yeah, I drive.
Okay, yeah, yours is starting, but you don't have to do with snow, so
no.
That's one plus, I guess. One plus that you don't have to deal with where I'm at, so. But we are diving into a canonical character today, and this is part 1 of 5. Yes, you heard me right, 5. Because this character has a lot of info that I was not expecting to see.
To be fair, when I suggested this character, I had no idea it would be a 5-part episode.
Yeah.
But when I suggested this character, this is borderline Empire / Scum and Villainy, because he does work with the Empire a lot, but he kind of goes off and starts his own gang. So it's kind of it's borderline right there. But
it's in both Scum and Villainy. It's in both. But that character is none other than 000, which is, if you look him up, he's an all-black and red-eyed protocol droid that looks exactly like C-3PO. If C-3PO was built by the Sith.
No, what? I mean, C3. Oh, C-3PO wasn't built by the Sith. He was built by a kid
who eventually became a Sith, but...
Yeah, but that's way down the line.
Exactly, so he wasn't built by a Sith by then. But anyway, getting into 000's early time, I would say life, but... I mean, I guess it's a life, because he doesn't...
It's creation. It's creation.
There we go.
Early creation.
So sometime during the time of the Old Republic... Yes, you heard me right. Old Republic...
They never dispute the Old Republic. They just don't know what to do with the Old Republic.
Yes, exactly. Because they know if they do something, they touch it and do something wrong, people are going to be pissed. Us included. The 000 protocol personality matrix was accidentally created by a scientist who quickly ordered it to be destroyed. Instead, 000 took control of the droid lab assistant's body and to escape.
How do you accidentally create a personality matrix?
Good question. Nobody knows, because it's so long ago, nobody knows. And we don't even know the scientist's name, because it's so far back in the Old Republic, we don't have records. And they don't know what to do with it, just like you said, so... So nearly a century before the Galactic Civil War, Wat Tambor acquired the 000 protocol personality matrix and became obsessed with it. His fascination was short-lived, however, since the Skullacorn became scared of it and sent it into quarantine, which is Wat Tambor's species. Skullacorn. Skullacorn.
And this species was backing the CIS, which was heavily invested in droids.
Yes.
So that tells you something right there.
Mm-hmm. So sometime long after its initial replacement in quarantine, the Tarkin Initiative came up with the ideas around to use the personality matrix using hard coding to improve its ethical system. 000 subsequently shot a hole in its own head to destroy the relevant circuitry. Unaware of what the droid had done, the initiative put 000 into the field, only for him to murder the engineers involved and rampage across the galaxy for 3 years. The Matrix was subsequently placed back into quarantine.
I want to say RoboCop 3, where they where they redo the RoboCop's like rules. They add a whole bunch of rules that are conflicting. He's like, screw this, grabs a high power voltage and fries his circuits to get rid of those new rules. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that. Oh my, yeah.
This is the exact same thing, except this guy's murderous.
Oh, yeah. So, a few weeks before the Battle of Yavin, Dr. Alfra, a rogue archaeologist who specializes in droid and weapon technologies, travels to Quarantine World 3 in order to steal the 000 Protocol personality matrix that she intended to use to reactivate 000, who could awaken a BT-1 assassin droid she had salvaged from some time before on the orders of the droid Gotra.
Now, the BT-1
Yeah.
assassin droid is essentially an astromech for
Mm-hmm.
all intents and purposes. So,
Yeah, it's just if R2 was a murderous spree droid as well. Well, if you take Chopper, give him like double his size, and that's essentially what you have. Um,
just take Chopper, double his size, and that's it.
that's all you need because Chopper's already a murderous spree. Uh, he's already a war criminal. Oh dear God! So she eventually succeeded after the Sith Lord Darth Vader intervened. Alpha brought Vader aboard the ship, the Archangel, where Vader hired her to help him acquire the army of battle droids to track down a rebel pilot and an Imperial agent.
Yeah, I'm guessing, if I remember correctly, Afra and Triple Zero have a very long history with each other.
Yeah, well, they eventually
throughout
will,
this.
yes.
They're very entwined throughout this
Yes.
series. So
Yep.
prepared to hear Afra a lot.
Yep. So Alpha inserted the personality matrix into a silver protocol droid's body and turned it on. 000 awoke and introduced himself as a protocol droid specialized in etiquette and torture. As Alpha imprinted herself and Vader as 000's new masters, 000 thought better of shaking the hands of his new masters, thinking he may accidentally kill them with an electric shock. So he instead inquired whether he could be of an assistance. Alpha told him he could awaken BT-1 or BT as he spoke the R&D languages and only droids associated with the Imperial Tarkin Initiative spoke.
So this is a bit of a twist. All of a sudden, 000 is not trying to kill people immediately.
Mm-hmm. So 000 did so, and BT instantly took hostility to Vader and Alpha, but 000 berated him for wanting to kill their new masters and shut him down. Soon thereafter, Alpha gave the two specialized assassin droids to Vader and prepared to travel to Geonosis, a desert world in the Outer Rim, to steal a droid factory from a Geonosian queen. Which, this queen, we see the egg of this queen in Star Wars Rebels, by the way.
Is that?
I'd imagine, because that was the only queen left.
Well, yeah, Rebels is before this, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So once on Geonosis, Alfred sent 000 and BT into the Queen's lair to navigate the most direct route to the Queen's chamber so that Vader could follow. Farther into the tunnels, the two droids came across other droids, B1 series battle droids, that were used extensively during the Clone Wars and that occurred about 2 decades before. 000 was very surprised at the droids and intended to try to communicate with them in their native language, Geonosian hive mind, but had nothing to say.
So the Geonosian home hive thing is a very complex system of tunnels. In one episode of Clone Wars, they're trying to shut down a droid factory that's connected to one. They actually have to bring in a Padawan specialized solely in memorizing the route.
Yeah, it's because it's all mazes and confusing and underground, and no thank you. Had enough of that playing Republic Commando. So BT burned them to death with his built-in flamethrower. While 000 realized he did something to say, he laughed at them as they burned and died. Soon the droids reached the Queen's chambers and waited for Vader and Alfred to arrive before entering to confront the alien Queen. The Queen was angry at the unexpected visitors. Well, no shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say killed her guards, and all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm. So Vader ignored her, however, and began the heist. He cleared the Queen and the battle droids from atop the factory and ordered BT to open fire. Meanwhile, the Archangel remotely blew a hole in the ceiling of the lair and allowed Vader's ship, the Naboo Royal Starship, to lower a crane through. The crane lifted the factory out of the gap, while 000 held onto BT, who blasted out of the cave using his booster rockets.
So yeah, quick side note: Palpatine reconstructed the Royal Naboo starship that you see in Episode 1 for Vader,
Mm-hmm.
and then Vader takes that to Mustafar, burns it up, sort of melts it, like you know how you melt plastic with a torch or whatever, and excuse me. And this was during the construction of this castle, and that's a whole separate thing right there. Involves a Sith mask that tries to possess Vader, and and right now I'm trying to solve for time. And Ben has no clue I'm telling you this. Anyway, so yeah.
Every time I swear I record, and they know I record, they do this crap purposely. God. Sorry, everybody. Family emergency with people being stupid loud in this house, and they don't know how to shut up. Anyway. All right, moving on. So later aboard Vader's J-type 327 Nubian, which I believe is just the starfighter we just went over.
Mm-hmm.
BT and Alpha got the droid factory working. It created one BX series droid commando as a test. 000 examined the droid and determined it had teething issues. Interesting.
Don't know what that means.
Right, and suggested to his masters that his enhancement methods could be used to improve the droid's factory functionality. Shortly after, while Alpha and Vader were preoccupied, 000 answered a message from the Wookiee bounty hunter Krishantin, who Vader had hired some time before.
Mm-hmm.
000 informed Vader that the Wookiee arrival who brought aboard his bounty, the Imperial agent. The agent insisted that if Vader tortured him, he would get none of the information Vader wanted. Vader agreed and sent 000 to interrogate the agent. 000 was satisfied of having someone to torture and set to work.
You can torture me, but you get nothing out of me. I agree, droid. Do it.
000, do what you want to do. You don't say. Torture? Okay, done. So 000 managed to extract all information from the agent, including his name, Silo, the location of the research base within a nebula in the Outer Rim, and his commission from the Emperor to create apprentices to replace Vader as the Emperor's chief enforcer. 000 reported all to Lord Vader, who ordered course set to the research base. Whew.
Yeah, this is one of many of Emperor Palpatine's attempt to replace Vader.
Yes.
Because he does this nonstop from pretty much when he creates Vader all the way up to like
his death,
Empire Strike Bikes.
Yeah, it's really weird and whatever. Palpatine's weird. So Vader's team took his J-Type 327 Nubian starfighter to the base, while the factory produced 2 platoons worth of commando droids. Alpha fired an ion charge and disabled the base's systems and confused the soldiers stationed within. Vader, meanwhile, ejected into space and boarded the ship. Alpha landed the starship on the base, and 000 and BT cut through the blast door to serve as distractions to the soldiers, so Vader could vent them into space when he cut through the base's organic walls.
Now, initially, if I remember correctly, these commando droids, he wanted to create this army to overthrow the Emperor. So while the Emperor was trying to replace Vader, Vader was trying to overthrow the Emperor.
Yeah, it's a back and forth thing. It's Sith. It's what they do.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. So 000 inquired as to whether he should serve adequately as a distraction. Vader, however, ignored the protocol droid, leaving 000 to lament to BT as he had some grateful masters in the past, though it had not stopped him from draining their blood. The droid commandos arrived and went off with Vader to subdue all resistance, which left the two assassin droids to return to the ship and wait for Vader's return with Alpha.
Gotta make use of all this blood, man.
Right? Jeez.
Jesus.
So Vader remained in the base for some time before returning with the commando droids. He subsequently learned the name of the rebel pilot, Skywalker, and set out to Skywalker's homeworld of Tatooine to learn all he could learn of the boy. Vader's team accompanied him and took the Archangel once on Tatooine. Vader investigated the homestead where Skywalker had grown up.
Yeah, so this begins his Vader's downward spiral of figuring out that Padme did have a kid. A kid. He only knows of the one so far. He doesn't know about Leia until Return of the Jedi.
Correct.
And so my brain works today. Can you tell? This begins his revenge path against all those who hid this from him. In his obsession with Skywalker.
Yeah, his own son. Yep. So it had been burned by Imperial troops weeks before, and 000 was disturbed that droids had been slaughtered in the attack. They next traveled to another home that Vader entered alone. He had then reemerged, so Alpha detonated a molecular purge bomb that destroyed all evidence that anyone had ever lived there. Vader left right after he continued his duties within the Empire, with Alpha and the droids took the Archangel to the Outer Rim jungle planet of Sun Tool.
Okay, now what is this molecular purge bomb? Because you have Rey burying the two lightsabers in this homestead at the end of the 9th movie.
Well, it said if you look, he went into a different... It wasn't like... So if you look, investigating the homestead, and then Vader went into traveled to another home. So it was, I guess, a different home than the homestead that Luke grew up in. So
okay.
So anyway, so while on Suntol,
it was Obi-Wan's hut.
Oh, that makes more sense why he purged that one.
It was Obi-Wan's hut. That's why.
That makes more sense. So the while on Suntol, Alpha had a group of bounty hunters, the Trandoshan Bosk, the Hunter Bebox, and the IG series assassin droid IG-90, and Kershantan. On the orders of Vader, in order to steal the Suntol prize fortune of credits that had been seized by the Empire just before, and it was in transit to the Althan Prime Orbital Dockyard and the Althan system aboard an Arquintans class light cruiser. 000 and the group took the Archangel to Althan Prime, where in orbit Alpha remotely detonated an asteroid that created a small asteroid field, which the cruiser collided with.
If you want to steal money, make it look like an accident.
Correct. And if you heard this story before, we have gone over the story in Bosk's character deep dive, so if you want to skip a little bit ahead, you can. So the Imperials, unaware that they were being attacked by a sentient foe, remained unaware when Alpha, BT, and the bounty hunters boarded the cruiser and saw a homing beacon on Kershantan, who had stayed behind in his Ajaluk anti-slaver gunship, could use his gunship to tow an asteroid with the cruiser to break open and spill the credit ingots into space, where BT could gather them up, which, after 000 informed Kershantan he could begin his run, is exactly what happened. Although Kershantan was in cahoots with Alpha and on Vader's orders, had been told to let a majority of the credits drift into space so they could collected later and given to Vader. Then Alpha and the three hunters returned to the Archangel, where 000 welcomed them and informed them that the plan had gone on without a hitch.
Now, this anti-slaver gunship, it looks a lot like a LAC gunship.
It does. No, I'm looking at it right now. It does really a lot.
It's got the two bubble cockpits,
Mhm.
the wings, the body. I mean, I'm guessing this is a variant of the lat,
Yeah,
or the lat is a variant of this.
probably. So soon thereafter, the credits were gathered and brought to the Archangel, where they were split into 5 equal shares, one for Triple Zero's master and the 4 for the hired guns. The mercenaries were unsatisfied with the lower than promised pay, but agreed nonetheless to work with Alpha again only if she paid up front next time, and left with the credits. Alpha and the 2 droids then traveled to Athen 13, one of Athen Prime's moons, to collect the credits where Krishantin had dumped them and met with Vader.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gotta love tricking bounty hunters.
Yeah, to be fair though, this is probably one of the easier jobs they ever done.
Fair. That's a good point. So Krishantin also came to receive his bonus pay and then left. 000 confessed to Alfred due to the crystalline caverns of Athen 13 and the large pile of credit chips that he had always had a hankering to be covered in precious metals. Alpha and Vader discussed the next mission before Vader left as well, leaving 000 to express his discomfort on not receiving a portion of the contraband, even though IG-90, a droid like 000, had received a share. Alpha had believed the droid had been taking joy in the work, but 000 corrected her. He then had been torturing an organic being, therefore there was little joy. Alpha told him to have patience and started to work on their next assignment, the individual Commodore or Commodex Tan. How do you say that?
Commodex Tan.
Commodex Tan. Thank you.
Like Commodore, but Commodex.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so 000 here is saying, I'm not being paid. Well, do you want a share of the money? No, I want a share of torture. I want to torture people. That is my payment.
Yeah. Which I mean, for him being an assassin droid and loves to torture, I mean, yeah, that's sure. I mean, that'd be a good payment, wouldn't it? So 000, Alpha, and BT then returned to the Spire, Floating City on Athen Prime, and landed near a holochess business. 000 had enthralled by the process of possibly playing holochess after being locked away on Quarantine World 3 for centuries. He admitted to Alpha due to his extensive programming in the art of torture. He was a terrible holochess player, but did not stop him from loving the game. Oh, that's cool. He likes to play holochess. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then Alpha negotiated with the Anti, a given InfoChant, who provided Alpha with the Commodex Tan's family background. 000 voiced as they walked back to the ship, and as he thought Tan did not seem to like someone Vader would be interested in, Alpha agreed. He belonged to a family of morticians on the planet of Naboo.
Yeah. And InfoChant's basically an information broker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for that.
So.
But yeah, fun stuff. But obviously we'll have more 000 here after the mid break because we have a mid break to do.
Yay.
This episode is brought to you by Facebook. So you were scrolling on Marketplace, and there it was, the bike you'd been searching for. You sent a message, and it turned out the seller was super chatty, kind of funny, and an avid cyclist. The next thing you know, you're in a cycling crew. Well, a community cycling group. The thing about Facebook, you might find more than what you're looking for. From a browse to a bike ride, this summer find more on Facebook.
All right, welcome to the Midlo Show. Talk about everything with the podcast has nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here we want to thank all our amazing patrons. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. And if you do want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Holocron Histories, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read it out next time on the show. We do have from Elwick004 from our part 2 of Prince Izor. thank you. When you guys did the Indiana Jones crossover of Star Wars, that's when I switched over to your podcast, and it was good decision because your podcast is really good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for listening to the show. I try to make this fun. I try to make this, if you want to know the lore of Star Wars, just come to the show because I like to learn more as I do the show. So, I've been doing the show for 4 years now. I can't remember how long now. It's been a while.
I think I've been on for a year and a half, maybe.
Has it been that long already?
I'm not sure.
Oh, God.
I can't remember when I first came on.
I know it's been at least a year. I think. Pretty sure.
Maybe.
I don't remember. Time's a man-made construct. I don't know. But you can also find us on a few different Discord servers. The Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Band Finance Podcast and Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check all that out. All great stuff, all great fun. As far as news stuff, there's not really any Star Wars news right now. We have the Game Awards next week, so we might see something maybe there.
Maybe. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I'm not either, but you never know.
Although I was scrolling on Facebook and I had to save this picture. If the Rebellion had blueprints for the Death Star, why did they just build their own? Are they stupid? The Emperor practically bankrupt the galaxy trying to build this Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
Building this Death Star is the equivalent of 25,000 Star Destroyers. The Rebellion would not have built this Death Star. They could have built so many fighters, starships.
Oh, dear God, yeah.
Oh!
On top of that, they don't even have the capital to build a Death Star.
Yeah.
Let alone they barely have the capital to build their own ships. They steal ships. They don't build their own. They don't build their own. They steal them.
And also, apparently, Star Wars Rebels writer Henry Gilroy speak up against Sabine's Jedi arc in Ahsoka. It was absolutely not the plan, quote unquote.
Interesting.
So apparently, even the Rebel writers are not happy with Sabine's Jedi arc.
Yeah, I can see it from their point. Yeah, but it's
like
Star Wars, so I don't know. It's David.
They trained her in the way of the saber, so that way she didn't hurt herself when trying to use it, and rallied the Mandalorians.
True.
That was the only reason.
But we'll see in season 2. We'll see what goes there. So who knows? So which I think is slated for next year, isn't it?
Yes, 2026.
Okay, that's what I thought. So hopefully who knows? We might get a trailer here soon. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, and
yes.
Sorry. One last thing. I apologize. 2 last things. Samuel L. Jackson wants a Disney Plus show for Mace Windu, and I quote, "He's not dead," unquote.
Yeah, we know. He's been asking that for years.
And apparently, Anna Taylor Joy has been eyed for the role of Asajj Ventress.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. And honestly, I'd be okay with that because that would be an awesome look for Asajj. I'm just curious where they would put her in. So
I'm not sure.
That's the other thing. I don't know where we would see her if they do something with her. So we'll see. Who knows? But anyway, let's get back into more 000. Alright, so 000 join Alpha and Vader's commando droids in attack on Mortician Commodex Tan's home on Naboo. Arriving on board of the Archangel, Alpha order the commandos to stun Tan and capture him alive in order the protocol droid reiterated to BT-1.
Apparently BT-1 is more of
he's more trigger happy.
Yeah, he's more trigger happy than the rest of them.
He's way more trigger happy than 000. That's for damn sure. So the Blastromech, instead destroying Tan's blaster rifle and injured the Mortician's hand, Alpha scolded him, causing 000 to insist that Tan remained alive was the important part of the directive, and the BT-1 thought that the big picture, often organics getting shot, in the Astromech's case. Which, I mean...
He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's just partially injured.
Never mentioned the condition he had to be in.
Right.
Outside of
semantics. It's just semantics. So Tan, aware his death was inevitable, refused to provide Alpha any information, leading 000 to introduce himself. After a brief chat with Tan, Alpha set the droid to work interrogating him. The Mortician ultimately relented, confirming that Senator Padme Amidala had given birth to a son.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this was the Mortician, aka body prepper, who prepared at Padme's body for the funeral.
In which showed that she was still pregnant.
Yeah. So he helped hide the fact she gave birth.
Correct. So 000 then murdered Han on Alpha's orders, electrocuting him to death before sarcastically thanking him for his cooperation. The protocol droid, wishing to have tortured Han further, noted that the Mortician could have been a greater use. Alpha argued that they were sent to complete a mission, not to be sadists, a statement that 000 refuddled. The droid then departed with the doctor. I can just hear 000 saying, "Thank you for your cooperation," and then just electrocute, just like RoboCop, exactly like RoboCop. "Thank you for cooperation." Bam, shot. That was in the remake.
You're
they did.
Fired.
Have you ever watched the remake of RoboCop? The one with
no.
So in that one, I think it was 2012, or I can't remember what year it came out, but in that there was a scene. It was like RoboCop was like, "Thank you for your cooperation," and then literally shoots behind his back a stun bolt to the guy that he was interrogating. It was great. That's exactly what it comes to my mind. But anyway, 000 and BT-1 traveled with Alpha to meet with the anti-information broker on his base, or at his base. As the archaeologist sought information on Luke Skywalker's location, the protocol droid noted an affinity for holochests, and Alpha dismissed the pair. 000 and BT-1 then played holochess with lost to Eduros.
Where did the Duros come from? Or is this over the HoloNet?
This is just holochess. Like just playing holochess in person.
Yeah, but they're playing with a Duros. Was it Duros on the ship, or was it on the HoloNet?
No. This is at the Auntie's base.
Oh, okay.
So 000 claimed that the game was well played and backhandedly denied any cheating from the other party. When the Duro disparaged the droid as a sore loser, 000 made a shake of hands as supposed to show sportsmanship and continued the route an electrical shock through his palm. He's like, "Oh, you want to give me sass? All right." So Alpha then radioed to warn the droids of incoming Imperial military forces about the base as the stormtroopers invaded the Anti's operation. 000 noted that displeasure with allowing the Duro to get away. BT-1 then fired one of his cannons in the crowd, instigating a fight between the Anti's patrons and the stormtroopers. 000 praised BT-1 for his actions, reflecting on the pair's friendship.
Now, this is just 3PO and R2-D2's relationship, just this back and forth between them, except very dark.
Yes, very dark. So Alpha joined 000 aboard the Archangel, the archaeologist piloting the ship, and the storms surrounding the Anti's base. The protocol droid observed the storms had a high probability of proving lethal, and agreeing with BT-1 that death would inhibit their future plans, he requested that Alpha make greater haste. The Archangel and all aboard then encouraged the Imperial blockade. Had encountered the Imperial blockade, sorry.
Yay, we're free! Oh no, a blockade!
So Vader, on board the Imperial flagship, ultimately intervened on Alpha's behalf, causing the Imperials to pull out of the system. 000 noted that the opposing forces were leaving, though he disagreed with BT-1's assessment of retreat and affirmed Alpha's assessment that she would live, if only temporary. The protocol droid then informed Alpha of the events that would have transpired at the Anti's base from the droid's perspective, from his own losing at Holochess to BT-1 starting the Imperial shootout.
I love this. BT-1 thinks, hey, they're retreating from me. They are afraid of me.
So 000 later accompanied Alpha to her rendezvous with Vader, though he disagreed with her decision to do so, Alpha having withheld information from the Sith Lord at the Anti's base as a form of blackmail. Vader arrived and spoke with Alpha, who informed him that Skywalker was present on Ragras Vas.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, Aphra plays a
cool.
very dangerous game with Vader.
She plays a very dangerous game, period, with everyone she meets. Not just Vader, with everyone. But she has the most she has so much interaction with Vader. It's insane.
Yeah.
So, prior to Vader's revival at Vogras Vas, a task that he had insisted on undertaking alone, Alpha traveled there herself aboard the Archangel, accompanied by 000 and BT-1 and Krishantin. 000 reminded Alpha of Vader's words, which she dismissed, feeling that the need to stay invaluable. Without anyone to kill, 000 contemplate... So, what?
Yeah, now you screwed me up. I had the word and you screwed me up. Contemplated,
thank you, what to do with the time ahead. In response, Krishantin activated the ship's holographic Deject board. Which is another game, by the way.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one with the little holographic creatures they throw at each other?
That's Deject. Yep.
Okay.
Almost bought a Deject board at Galaxy's Edge the last time I was there, so... which I think you can get it on Shop Disney, if I'm not mistaken. Supposedly it's a fun game. I haven't played it myself. So I have played Sabacc. Sabacc's fun. So anyway, the protocol droid professed that he was more familiar with classical fire path, but BT-1 accepted Krishantin's challenge, opening with a move his counterpart identified as similar to a Coruscant reverse. One of the astromech's holographic beasts was destroyed by the Wookiees Kantan Strider in a move that 000 described as technically legal, but suggested Krishantin take back. 000 elaborated that Krishantin would not shoot the ship's hull if annoyed, and citing the organics need for oxygen, told the Wookiee to let the droid win.
A play on let the Wookiee win.
Yeah. So 000, though initially satisfied the parties had to come with a resolution, was interrupted by a punch thrown by Krishantin. The game is evolving into an all-out brawl. Vader subsequently contacted Alpha and boarded the Archangel and demanded an explanation. 000 explained that the escalation of the Holo Chess match, to which Vader replied that the only game that they were playing was his, one in which the only rule was that the Sith Lord was the victor.
I love this. It's like dad coming in, catching the kids having a brawl over a silly little game.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my god, yes. So after Alpha accidentally led Vader to the rebel training exercise turned ambush over Vragras Vas, 000 accompanied her in an effort to amend the mistake. The protocol droid suggested indiscriminate murder as the most elegant solution, to which BT-1 agreed, making note that the sizable rebel presence on Vragras Vas, Alpha affirmed that 000's strategy was sound, causing the droid to express his delight at the upcoming mission. Oh dear God.
Yeah, Vragras Vas, we've probably mentioned a few times.
I'd imagine.
This is where Vader gets shot down by Luke. Well, they both shoot each other down. And Vader is then surrounded by at least a company, if not battalion strength of rebels.
This is where he says, like,
all I'm
Vader, surrounded is by dead men.
All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's where that line. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in orbit of Vragras Vas, Alpha contacted Krishantin. 000 proposed preparing a section of weapons for the guest, a request Alpha denied on account of time. 000 then briefed Alpha on their advisories. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia Organa, and 2 droid associates, R2-D2 and C-3PO.
God, I would love to see a conversation between those 4.
Oh my god.
Triple
It's
Zero,
R2
BT,
and
R2, and
3PO.
C3PO.
Oh, yeah. Oh, god. I feel like R2 and BT would get along. Why is that concerning? So the droid promised not to show mercy, to which BT indicated the pair never showed mercy, something 000 deemed to be besides the point. 000 questioned Alpha about Solo, as she considered the smuggler, the Doctor, feeling that she did not look part of a rebel, and reminded Alpha of Vader's potential belief that she had knowingly sent him into a trap. Well, Vader, it's whatever. It's Vader. He won't be taken down by
He
a trap.
suspects everybody, trusts no one.
Oh, yeah. So reverse engineering a triangular of likely crash sites led Alpha and company to Skywalker and his droids, whom she observed through binoculars. 000 expressed anticipation of the prospect of going human hunting, considering the species to be a fine game.
Now, to be fair, I can't remember which author it was, but the most dangerous game.
Yeah. So Alpha cited Skywalker's besting Boba Fett as a reason to be careful of him, to which the droid noted that Alfred did not seem overly impressed with Fett in the past. 000 then suggested killing Skywalker and bringing Vader other blonde-haired organics as compensation. Alpha, having formulated a plan, retrieved a spray paint from the Archangel and summoned the droid. Oh god. Coating the droid in a golden paint. Oh, Alfred instructed 000 to act kind and helpful, something in which he assured that he was capable. 000 stated that the coating was itchy, though Alfred retorted that he could not itch and remind the droid of his desires and to be plated in precious metal. The protocol unit objected to the paint as cheap, and Alfred's insistence attempted an imitation of C3PO. 000 at first struggled to properly perfect 3PO's register, first managing too high of a pitch and too low, disappointing the other droid with insults as he had practiced. Oh, God. 000 then managed a reasonable imitation, and Alpha urged him to continue the plan. 000, masquerading as 3PO, approached and welcomed by Skywalker. R2-D2 immediately recognized the deception and attempted to alert his master, prompting a confused response from Skywalker before 000 laid an electrical hand on the Jedi and shocked him unconscious.
Now that's just droid racism. He couldn't even tell them apart.
Yeah, what the heck? So R2 moved to defend Skywalker in action 000 described as pathetic. Repainting himself, the protocol instructed BT-1 to give the other droid a display of more proper behavior, leading to a heated exchange between the two astromechs. 000 admonished R2's foul language and questioned whether he was capable of backing his claims. Oh, wow, R2, whoa.
And this is all in binary, by the way, so we can't tell what they're actually saying.
Yeah, but oh my god, that's funny. I don't know. We can understand Chopper if you listen close enough. You can understand what he says. There's sometimes where they threw in F-bombs and not sound like an F-bomb. That's for sure. So R2 proved to be outgunned by BT-1, the latter unleashing his armament and what 000 viewed as a playful display of wanton destruction. The protocol droid admired his companion's compassion and noted his own anticipation to drain Skywalker's blood. Carrying the rebel pilot over his shoulder, Alpha told 000 to leave Skywalker in one piece, prompting the droid to suggest extracting a reduced quantity of only a few liters.
Now, to be fair to 000, when you don't have a whole lot of blood, you don't have a whole lot of energy, so you can't cause a whole lot of trouble.
Right. Nah. So 000 and Alpha were ambushed, to which the droid voiced desire to drain the attacker's blood and hope there would be a great many of them. Alpha identified the sniper as Han Solo and discreetly ordered 000 to head back to the cave where they had passed earlier. Alpha claimed to Solo that if he attacked her, 000 could fatally execute Skywalker, leading 000 to introduce himself and express anticipation at the prospect of torturing the smuggler.
I can only imagine this exchange. If you kill us, my droid will kill Skywalker. Hello, I'm here to kill the Skywalker kid. Nice to meet you.
Right? Solo threatened that 000 could not kill Skywalker without arms, to which the droid recalled that Solo had a companion or pet of some sort. 000 struggled to remember the individual species and name. Distracted by the continued discussion of torture, Alpha provided that it was a Wookiee as the droid arrived at a name, Chewbacca. Chewbacca appeared and ripped 000's right arm clean off, depriving the droid of what he considered to be his best dissecting hand. Oh, God.
You would think droids would be ambidextrous.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. This is Matrix, man. Made during the Old Republic. Think about that. So Chewbacca proceeded to beat 000 with his own arm, at which he voiced indignation. 000 expressed uncertainty of what caused Chewbacca to develop an intense dislike of protocol droids, but went on to describe himself as beyond an ordinary unit of his model. Deploying his syringe, 000 injected his opponent with 500 milligrams of Mandalorian xenotox and suggested that the disoriented Wookiee that he had to lie down and relax.
This is Chewie taking out all his aggression from C-3PO out on 000.
Pretty much, because Chewbacca hates C-3PO. Because he beat him in Jack. So the droid ultimately bested the poisoned Chewbacca and accelerated at the prospect of
I have no clue.
Torturing the Wookiee. Opted to begin with the light mutilation. 000 was then ambushed by Skywalker, frustrating the droid by once again dismembering him. Skywalker then ran the droid through with his lightsaber. Oh dear, jeez. Things are getting intense.
Yeah.
And then Alpha and BT-1 emerged from underneath the pile of rubble, recovering from their respective defeats. The Doctor assists 000, who remarked on the failure of their earlier encounters. Alpha sarcastically quipped 000 thanks before ordering the droids to pursue Skywalker and keep him alive with his arms attached. 000 and BT-1 found C-3PO wandering through the planet's mists. That's 3PO. When 3PO inquired whether he could be of assistance, 000 noted his compatibility as a Kaibot Galactica protocol droid and prompted BT-1 to retrieve the other droid of his arm. While initially concerned 3PO's limbs would be a tight fit, 000 was delightedly proven wrong. The droids also rotated 3PO's head 180 degrees, which they found humorous. Alright, so they're just torturing 3PO. Alright.
Well, I think they're using him for scrap parts at this point.
Pretty much. The droids located Skywalker, who had engaged in a number of stormtroopers. 000 noting that Organic's constant attempts to kill each other as their only redeeming quality. Reporting in to Alpha, the droids were informed that the Imperial forces belonged to Carbon, a rival of Vader's. Alpha then instructed the droids to stop Carbon's forces from capturing Skywalker no matter what. Oh dear God. You can just imagine what happens now.
If I remember correctly, Carbon is a Mon Cala who pretty much General Grievous himself.
I believe so.
He took his head and essential organic parts and moved them to a cyborg body. Apparently he was a big fan of Grievous.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. It's his Mon Cala head on literally a droid body.
And he had it out for
Oh.
Vader for some reason.
That's who. Yeah, he was a member of the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars. He was on life support. His cybernetic inspired that of the late General Grievous by Dr. Kylo. Trained to replace Darth Vader. Darth Sidious's apprentice serving the Galactic Empire.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically, it was another one of those attempts to replace Vader.
So 000 and BT-1 proceeded to slaughter the stormtroopers, 000 instructing his counterpart to leave some of them alive for him to torture. Skywalker was ultimately captured and taken away to the Imperial shuttle, but was saved by Vader, who used the Force to cripple the shuttle mid-flight. 000 encouraged BT-1 as he killed off the survivors from the shuttle crash site at range, and the subsequent lack of pursuit by Imperial forces leading Solo to believe Skywalker had a guardian angel, which the latter attributed to the Force. Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are so many times Skywalker would have been captured if not for the fact that every Imperial sent after him were fighting each other to get credit for it.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, that's part 1 of 000. So
4
much
more to
happened.
go, folks.
So much happened in part 1. Just wait till the next couple parts. It gets even crazier. Because, oh god, this duo, BT-1 and 000, are insane. But, yeah, that's all we got. So, do you have any final thoughts or anything on 000 for this week?
The insanity of these droids have only begun.
Yeah, pretty much. Enough said. Oh god. So well everybody, thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!